Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a great day. Taking a look here at WIF hat. I get a lot of requests for this one, so I'll try to make it a fairly consistent analysis. Important thing we want to recognize, we're coming into a support range. I'll explain more what I mean by that here shortly, but what we can do is update our fibs for some more macro, because when the price starts to run and kind of loses its local low, then you want to kind of expand and go out a little bit further. So we'll just go ahead and go with some macro fibs here, see kind of where we're at with that, and then just talk a little bit more about potential liquidation areas, etc. So back-end data is important to recognize too with liquidation events, so we're going to want to look at that. If you're new to the channel, just recommend you hit the like button, comment below if you get a chance. I would ask, of course, more so as a favor to hit the like button, not necessarily a recommendation, but I would recommend, of course, joining our Trading Academy community and signals group, link down below if you're curious about that. And then just more important, just you learn what you can. The whole point of this is to help educate you so you can be a better trader for yourself and stop relying on other people. You shouldn't rely on me or anyone else to take trades. You should be very self-sufficient and in a better position with more confidence in understanding things. So again, it goes with a grain of salt because obviously you need to still continue to be consistent. It takes a long time to get to a confident level with trading, but once you get there, it's a lot of fun and it can be pretty exciting. So this is my full-time job and been doing this for a long time. Anyways, WIF on the left-hand side, we got liquidation levels last 7 days. We can see pretty heavy concentration, about 195 as a potential area to get swept. Now again, liquidation, folks, it just kind of acts like a magnet because price action, people will put their stop loss just below key level supports, which we can see here, 196 is a rough estimate. And market makers know that. They just send the price to that direction. They wipe out all opposition, and then they instantly bump the market up or down depending on the direction. So the key takeaway here is that 195 seems like a likelihood if Bitcoin cannot successfully remove its head from its ass and it continues to pull back like we're seeing so far. Good news is the majority of local liquidation here has been swept on the macro. So we can see this is like last 30 days on the right-hand side. So anywhere from 213 as low as about 195 is totally destroyed. So the good news there is that it wouldn't be good if you're part of that. I'm sorry if that is the case, but the truth is there's not a lot of opposition left, if you will. So the likelihood of the price going much further is lower. Again, there's that. We can also see here too, the liquidation delta is insanely high. In other words, there's a ton of people shorting this coin versus taking longs with it. And that does imply that that reversal is potential to happen. It has potential to happen soon for the price action to start to stabilize. That, or these shorts just need to secure some profits and stop being so greedy. Okay, there's that too. But it makes sense that they're being greedy because Bitcoin looks like it wants to drop off a cliff. Okay, so again, there's that. Anyways, if you're curious about how Bitcoin is behaving, check out my Bitcoin video. I analyze it generally one or two times a day at least, and we'll be able to kind of come to an informed conclusion on that one. But at this point here, we can see that there is some support coming up, right? This 0.5 fib level, the halfway point of retracement at $2.01. That's basically where the price is at right now. You can see it was a previous high here as well. So there's a decent chance that it'll hold as a support. But there's no guarantee on that, of course, because we can see it's already been tested once where the price continued higher. You could even argue that we're in like the makings of a head and shoulders pattern, right? That's generally what it's supposed to look like. So again, hindsight's 20/20. It's so easy to see that now, but the truth is, at this point, is 201 going to hold? Well, let's see if there's any kind of support that we have. First of all, daily time frame, not looking good. Okay, we've lost all support and the price is kind of in a free fall mode. We can also see here as well, MACD is diverging. We are likely below majority moving averages, except for the 100-day SMA. We got one last line of defense at 197. That does kind of speak to this lower liquidation range here. That could get swept here and then the price recover from there. Again, I don't really think those two are working in tandem. The 100-day SMA, in my personal opinion, is probably one of the weaker ones. I don't really care too much about it. The truth here is that we are still descending, and if we look here, we can kind of see this descending trend running semi-concurrent with the 20-day SMA. Generally speaking, when the 20-day SMA is above the price action on either the 4-hour or the daily, it's usually construed as a bearish type of situation. So not necessarily a take a long into the face of all this kind of situation here for you, right? So the truth is there's not a lot of incentive or reasons to take a long right now. While we have a moderate amount of support in this range, it doesn't seem very strong. And if Bitcoin does pull back further, we're going to see a pretty hard continuation of the downside. The next support level here is 172 to 178. That's that 0.618 fib level. We have a decent amount of volume in that range, as low as about 152. So I don't think that we're done running to the downside here with this coin just yet. Either way, MACD is trying to converge on the 4-hour. We're getting this natural potential relief rally here. At least this is usually how relief rallies start, is when the RSI hits 30 and the money flow index hits 20. We're really close to that. So you could find some luck taking a long right now. Just make sure you understand that it would be luck. And the key takeaway here is that if you do take a long, you want to make sure to watch it close and ensure that you are not in a position where you're using too large a position size or too high a leverage. Because again, the reason why a lot of these liquidation events occur is because people use too high leverage, really. If there was no leverage in the market, folks, I think we'd see a lot more consistency. But there's tons of peaks and valleys because of how greedy and stupid traders are. And they're people like you and I, right? I'm not saying that I'm not dumb. I make poor decisions all the time. But I make a lot less of them in the market, and I can tell you a lot of it just comes with confirmation, and we don't have any confirming factors letting us know a long is viable, minus a potential relief rally because we're overextended. That doesn't mean anything in trading. At this point here too, we can also see as well, we got a decent amount of lower liquidation, of course. We've already talked about that. The liquidation level is right there at about 197, just below the price right now. Last but not least too, the conversion lines below the baseline, lag and span is not free and clear, and we're below the cloud. That's 3 out of 3 reasons to not take a long position. So if you're gonna hear anything, it's to not take a long. And there's been a good handful of times, specifically with coins like SUI and a few other really strong coins, not this one exactly, where I've said don't take a long and the price just shoots up from here, okay? So you got to keep in mind, overextension, we're starting to see this double bottom potential too. There is possibility we see a recovery, but you got to recognize that the odds are low that it's going to happen. So if it does happen, you're basically getting lucky and you're trading against the grain. So please recognize that we want to be at very least $2.10 or higher in order for us to be able to be in a better position here. So in other words, we want to see the price do something like this first before we consider taking a long position. Okay, it should break above the local high and establish higher highs and higher lows before you want to take a trade in that direction. Okay, so I'll post our playout chart on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord here shortly, just so you can kind of see that. But the general consensus here is that no trade is a good trade, and if you're going to kind of err on the side of caution, a short makes more sense than a long because Bitcoin does look like it wants to continue lower, right? We don't have a lot of support in the 67.5 range, which we keep retesting for Bitcoin. It's not looking very good, okay? So just keep that in mind. All right, that's all we got here, folks. Thanks again so much for watching. Oh, I'm sorry, one last thing. This is actually equally as important. If you use the link to register for this trading bonus, if you will, it's a progressive prize pool for Bitunix, you're automatically eligible. Top 20 traders benefit here, which is nice. You qualify. So just have some fun with it. Link down below if you're curious and you want to kind of join in. It's never too late, of course. If you want to use a new email address or just in general create an account and you haven't yet, check them out. No KYC or VPN, that's why we use them. They're an awesome exchange for our community. Thanks again, folks. Look forward to seeing you in the next one. Have a great rest of your day. Take care.